cable and satellite television providers give you a number and range of channels and shows and cartoons. I am a comedy fan, and I'm sure there's plenty in the audience. And, of course, people don't seem to realize the secret behind the reality shows that they seem to love, such as Preachers of LA, and, of course, the most recent that has made the news, Duck Dynasty. Phil Robertson had been called in for an interview with a website called GQ, and he had been questioned about his beliefs about gay marriage and things like that. And of course, we all know, if anyone has watched their show, that you can tell that they are very, very committed to living a Christian life, just like many other people in the United States. And Phil Robertson was kicked off his reality show, the A&E original Duck Dynasty, of course, and of course with the support of his family and his fans, they got him back. However, they had tried to censor what he believed. They had tried to kind of erase him from the show for saying what he thought and what he believed in. Pretty much that is what I want to talk about today, is not the ratings and how we should protect our children from all the things that are any worse than PG-13, but what is really behind these reality shows that we see all the time. And it seems so real, doesn't it? But it isn't. And of course, there is the religious censorship like Phil Robertson had experienced. And also there is the racism that seems to be involved in all of these reality shows. And then there is also the thing that I had previously mentioned, bashing these brand new laws that are becoming more real as we speak, such as gay marriage. But anyway, of course, Phil Robertson is very Christian. And then there are reality shows that are solely Christian, such as Preachers of LA is supposed to be very religious-based show. But then it has been twisted into this reality show that is so full of lies and backstabbing and drama, just like any other reality show. A religious-based show should not be part of the reality show category. I mean, it's just kind of wrong, don't you think? But anyway, in order for this show to become this be part of this drama-based category, how is it twisted around? Well, censorship. That is how. They censor what the characters say and what they do in their lives, just so that they could shoot this show and have it on the air. And that is another twisted case, of religious censorship. And of course, this is coming from the Southern University of California, and I had found an article there saying that this show, Preachers of LA, had caused so much controversy just because of how a religious show should not be a drama-filled reality show. It's supposed to be all about your beliefs in God and everything else, not lying and backstabbing. Of course, racism, the next thing I'm going to talk about is racism, of course. And it is seen everywhere in your everyday lives, and you might not even realize it. Even if you even point out somebody's color of their skin or their nationality, you are pinpointed as racist. I experience it all the time, and so does a whole lot of other people. And that also goes back to the religious censorship too, because very conservative people, such as very conservative Christians and Catholics, have their own set of rules about whether you should marry whites with whites and blacks with blacks. That's just the way it is in the Bible, of course. And then, of course, even in reality shows, they kind of twist things around to make it seem acceptable into the general society. Of course, people such as Tyra Banks, she is the hostess of America's Next Top Model, and she's a very professional lady, honestly. She keeps pointing out in her show that to the girls that are in the competition, remember, this is not just modeling. This is a business. Be professional. Of course, she even pointed out during the show at one point that she does not encourage behavior that is considered too black. And honestly, that is not intended to be offensive or in any way. Of course, where I come from, how I think of too black is something a lot like how a lot of African Americans act around my area. They're something like, "What up, girl?" Something like that would be considered too black for Tyra, because she is so focused on being professional. She is a very businesslike woman, even though she is a Victoria's Secret model. But anyway, there's also another show called Big Brother, and there was a contestant, who had went up to a Korean American girl who has been living in America her entire life. Went up to her and said, "Go make some rice." Of course, that is not necessarily, well, she is a little bit of a mean girl type of contestant on Big Brother. But, of course, that's a huge stereotype. But anyway, again, if you even point out somebody's nationality, you are pinpointed as racist. The next thing I want to point out is a lot of reality shows even either go for or bash gay marriage. Because it is such a controversial thing. It's a very, I don't know how to put this. This is so controversial that not even television shows could really bring it up without stirring up their audience. Somehow, some way, losing some viewers and gaining some viewers or whatever. There's just too many opinions out there about this particular subject. The world is walking on eggshells around this particular issue because there are so many people that are against it or for it. It's a never-ending battle. And, of course, I couldn't help but point out for this particular part of my speech that Ellen DeGeneres, she is very well known and she has her own talk show. And she is one of the most successful gay women on television. Actually, I personally would say she is the most successful because she stirs up so much, and not only that, but she finds a way to put humor in her show without seriously offending someone. But whenever it comes to this particular subject, she believes it so much that she will challenge somebody that might have higher authority to some degree against her. Even though she stirs up so many people and has so many viewers and honestly has so much power over the general public. At one point during the season, she challenged John McCain, telling him, "You are no different from me," because he had been fighting against this whole gay marriage idea. "You are no different from me," she told him, because people are people. She wanted to get her point across to him that honestly she knows where she stands. And also she knows where the general public stands about this particular subject. She knows it's controversial. That's why she loves it. She loves bringing it up because she wants to know what people think. And of course she knows what she thinks, so she's going to tell you. And she challenged him, according to the Huffington, of course this is according to the Huffington Post, she challenged him because of his opposition to her. And it's funny how he decided to be on her show anyway, even though he probably saw this coming. Of course, next time you think about censorship and reality TV shows, you can't really let these reality shows fool you. You should know your own Bill of Rights by now. The First Amendment. You should be able to have your religion and not have to be restricted by the government about your religion and speaking out about what you believe, and also about what you say, what your opinions are. Opinions aren't really, such as Tyra's opinion, aren't really intended to be offensive. They are just a piece of advice sometimes. And then, of course, it is a violation of someone's rights in order for censorship to continue on like this. In interviews, on the show, even in their own house, that's just not right. These reality show stars are people too. They have their rights, and they know them. Of course, I hope that was something for y'all to think about. Thank you.